Hi everybody, hope everybody is well and has had a wonderful holiday and is looking forward, whether with some fear or with pure excitement for 2018. I've decided so much not to say this is going to be my year because I had a memory pop up on my Facebook today going back as far as 2014. I was like, this is going to be my year. So far, I don't think any of them have been my year. But there you go. So this year, I'm just going to try my best. And there's a... What is that? Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, so today I am just going to waffle and also show bits of the new deck that I got for Christmas, which is the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And the artwork is by... It does say somewhere, just have to find it. Wang Yigang. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There we go. So that's the artist, and this was the I wanted this deck over the other one. Not that there's anything wrong with the other Kuan Yin Oracle. It's beautiful, painfully so. But this one had such more of a mothering kind of vibe, sister vibe, the wild side, and it does mention in the guidebook, which I think the guidebook's really, really good. I mean, I like Alana's books anyway. I don't have tons of her decks, so I can't, say for all of them, but the ones I do have, I quite enjoy, and I enjoy it because of the information you get. So you have the text in italics here, and then you have the guidance, inner reading, and the healing process. And I am in desperate need of some healing. So I am so pleased that my husband got me that. He had two on his I would like list, which was this one and was the Spirit Song by Paulina Cassidy. And I knew as soon as I saw the shape which one he'd gotten me, so I was very happy and very blessed. So let me just keep pausing. Keep losing my train of thought. So I'm just going to go through the cards. These aren't new. I'm sure you've seen them already, but whilst I go through them, I will waffle as I do. So yeah, it's a Blue Angel deck. I love Blue Angel decks. The only thing is I found this a couple of times with Blue Angel. Actually, it's kind of all decks that come in boxes that it gets blue. You see where it's been hitting the side of the box? It's got blue on it, which is not a problem at all. But it's just like it's brand new at Christmas, and you're like, oh man, it's got blue on it. But that's fine. So the backs are beautiful, very reflective, as you would imagine. So yes, this deck has been on my radar for so long, and the more I move into a kind of nurturing vibe with the cards I have, really I think opened the wound, if you will. The Wisdom of the Crone deck that I have, and that's a photographic deck, and I love that deck so much, and then it was magnified even more by the Magdalena Oracle, so this seemed, for me at least, a natural progression. So above you, the Lantern Dancer. So oh, you're going to be able to see my desktop. I'm so sorry, I'll come back. I find the images to be very evocative. You could really just make up stories with it, because above you, the Lantern Dancer. The name doesn't automatically, like some Oracle decks for me, drum up a message straight away. Like, it would probably take me a bit of meditating, probably a bit of journaling to really get to it. But I would definitely, to get going, rely on Alana's book. She's the creator after all. Go to her for the advice. So Her Joy Overcomes Gravity. I love that one. I'm really sorry about the angle I'm having to hold this at, but see if I can get a bit closer. There you go, just about. So some of the cards are landscape, some are portrait. I thought it would bother me, but not so much. Grandmother of Love, Granddaughter of Life. This card is stunning. Oh, yeah. So, what's new with me? Well, I'm currently debating about, let's have a chat, debating about whether or not to buy a couple of new decks. I'm really trying not to because I don't need them, but I want them. But one of them is the Tarot Noir, and the other is the Housewives Tarot. I know, who knew? But I saw an image on social media of it, and I was just like, oh my god, why have I not got this? Because I've got the zombie deck, and the zombie deck is right up my street. So, Daughters of the Red Tent, which synchronicity lately has just been rather astounding when it comes to this, because one of the books on my wish list was the Red Tent, which has been bought for me. I have the Red Tent. Then I'm going through this Oracle deck, and it's got Daughters of the Red Tent, and I'm reading Rise Sister Rise. There's a mention of it there, and I was like, what? I just thought it was kind of like, wow. And I felt the same when I was doing with Magdalena. So much things were leading to her, and I'm really kind of trying to pay attention to those sorts of things. So, Her Hand Gentles the War. So I won't read them all to you. You probably know what they are. So yeah, so Christmas bought me a deck and 2 books, which I was so pleased about. All very spiritual, darling. And I am looking forward to 2018. It's going to be a tough year. We're going to be trying to do some serious savings this year. Boring, I know, but there you go. I really love the animals in this deck. The bulls and the buffalo. Not sure what it is, you see, so I'm covering my bases. And yeah, so buying decks really isn't something that's on the top of my priority list. However, you know what it's like, especially if you're a smoker, and I smoke, not in the house ever. You know, when you're like, you don't need a cigarette, but the moment you think about having a cigarette, you're like, oh, I'll have a cigarette. It's kind of like that with a deck. It's like, oh, I don't need a deck, but then it's in your mind. So the colours in this deck are just so fucking amazing. So yeah, lots of plans for the New Year's. I'm trying not to be too forceful on it. I'm just, whatever's going to be is going to be. Trying to build myself up in a professional capacity. Like work-wise, I'm a administrator, so just taking some courses to, really better my professional environment in that sense. No, it's not what I want to do, but it pays the bills, and I actually happen to be quite good at my job, so might as well go the distance. And I'm also opening, or reopening, should I say, my Etsy shop in 2018. Whether I'll get any sales, don't know. Worth a shot. I want to do it. I love reading. If I can get paid to do what I love, that's great. Fearless. What a card to come up at such a time. But you know what I mean. So I'm gonna give it a go. I love reading and helping others, but it gives me something as well. I wouldn't be honest with you if I was saying that I just love to read for other people and I get such gratification out of it, which I do, but there is something in it for me as well. There's just that little nod that I'm doing something that I love, and if people buy it from you, then they're recognising you for doing that. And yeah, I've been practicing. I've been doing some friends and some friends of friends. Recordings. Not that I'm brave enough to do recordings on Etsy yet, but yeah, sending out email ones as well. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm a dime a dozen on Etsy. I totally appreciate that, but it's worth a freaking shot, is it not? You only fail if you don't try. So yeah. So I probably actually am not going to show you all these cards, because as much as I love them, as you can see, I'm more in a waffly mode, so it would be a little unfair to but this is gorgeous. Let's end on Holy Sisters. And then that way you don't actually see the whole deck, so it doesn't ruin it for you. But yeah, so that's the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle, and I haven't used it. I've read some of the book, but we haven't got down to the dirty yet, as it were. So, but I'm hoping to use this later tonight as we move into 2018. What's up? There's a mark on it. I plan to do my year ahead spread as well, which I normally do, probably quite similar to other people, where you pull the cards to give you a theme for the month. I'm going to see if there's a play on that. I'm not really into, overly predicting for things, but a good idea of the energy for that month is good. So that's okay. But yeah, I waffled there. Hold on, let me regroup. No, I think I've done it every year for like 3 or 4 years, so I might as well just continue as I do it. Can you tell I've hardly had any outside contact for like the whole 10 days that I've been off? Guys, talk to me, I'm lonely. So anyway, as I was saying, well, Kuan Yin, and it was interesting in that I was on YouTube yesterday and I was watching Kelly and Maddox's video. I only got a few minutes in because I had to go out, I had to walk the dog. The question that was asked was about problem cards, and just to put it in a small thing, you can go and see her video if you want the full. It was basically like, if you've got cards that you find tricky, and I think it was aiming more like if the artwork is like hideous, maybe not, I don't know. That's what I took from it. But also I took from what Kelly was saying was that if something doesn't gel with you, work with that, but don't use it for other people, because it's not fair on other people to kind of get a rambly reading from you if you're not 100% sure on the cards. So I took that actually really to heart, and I did 3 readings yesterday back to back. Go me. Feedback was great, so I'm so blessed. One was a friend, but she's a brutal friend, so I'm lucky there, and then it was a friend of a friend and a friend, so that worked out quite well. But whilst I was getting ready to do the reading, I thought to myself, what deck should I use? What deck should I use? And then I could just hear Kelly in my Kellyanne, sorry, in my ear, and I was like, let's not complicate it. The deck that I really got to know and learn tarot with was the Tarot Mucha, or Mucha, that one. And because I used it for so long, so often, and then it got put away and I just stopped using it, and I found it cold and I couldn't quite connect with it, and that's still the case. But one deck that I've never lost my connection with was my Universal Weight. I have quite a few weight decks. I have 2 light blue boxes that are pre-copyright, and they are so sexy, and I even pulled that one out and felt it and tried to do that, and it was good, but there just wasn't that connection. It feels so silly because they're the same cards. But anyway, I've digressed. But yeah, so I was like, oh, that is so strange. So I just picked up my Universal, which was right after the Tarot Mucha deck, and again we became rather inseparable. I hate the lamination on this, but then when I've got the deck without the lamination I struggle to use it, so I am a bit of a contradiction. But yeah, you all know what it looks like. But it was just so interesting that when it came down to it, I was just like, no, we want to give good, strong readings, and I feel that I have not completely, obviously, no one, but I've mastered this deck the most. So I was like, yeah, let's run with that. So I was so pleased with the readings, and with this deck. So I do want to try and branch out of my safe zone. I mean, you know, my Morgan Greer, which I can use as well, but I'm really reluctant to use it. It's got a wonderful like cardboard finish. It's not laminated, so I want to get another one, but I'm worried that the next one I'll get is laminated. So I don't know if anyone has a newer Morgan Greer, if you can tell me if it's laminated. I do not want laminated, if possible. I think that's the way most cards are going, but I don't want laminated. So, but yeah, so really good advice. I thought that, you know, decks that you know, there's a stickler there for you, just use them for yourself and work through them, but anything else feel free to use for clients. So going into 2018, the Rider will be coming, Smith will be coming, and Morgan Greer, and I have a couple of others that are so similar that we should be able to be okay. But you know, it's still trying to like forge that bond, even though they're the same images, just coloured differently, or you know, a leaf is in a different place. I don't know. Anyway, I have like rambled for 15 minutes, probably about absolute nonsense. But Yes, thank you for stopping by, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of each other in the new year because I've got some plans. So I wish you all well and a happy new year.